At the moment, there's a worldwide health emergency that's ongoing, so now is definitely not the best time to go on a baby moon. However, this will surely pass, and when it does, when is the best point during a pregnancy to go on a baby moon? Many couples see the time before the arrival of their first child as a last opportunity to go on a trip as a couple, at least for a while. Additionally, some people just have the disposable income and a thirst for travelling. A baby moon isn't just for couples expecting their first child either. Many couples go on baby moons as a family trip with their children. So, you just found out you're going to be a dad, you're a travel addict, and you got no excuse to jump on a plane with your partner. Your first question is, when should I go? If you go on a baby moon, go during the second trimester. So that would be weeks 14 through 27 of the pregnancy. Ideally, the best time might be slap bang in the middle of that period, but of course you'll have other life circumstances to take into account. Why is the first trimester not the best time for a baby moon? Travel should be avoided if possible during the first trimester. The risk of miscarriage is much higher during the early stages, with 80% of miscarriages occurring during weeks 0 through 13. So, even though you'll be bursting with joy and excitement, hold off on the celebrations. In addition to the risk of miscarriage, the first trimester is also an uncomfortable one for the mother. Nausea and vomiting are a big issue for mothers during this period. Despite the name morning sickness, the bouts of vomiting and nausea can actually occur at any time of day. Every woman will have a unique experience, but the most common pattern is for morning sickness to peak around week 9 and then go away by about weeks 16 to 18. A weekend getaway might seem a little less romantic if the mother has to spend it huddled over a toilet. Why is the third trimester not the best time for a baby moon? Travel should be avoided during the third trimester, and in many cases it won't be possible. One obvious reason why you shouldn't travel is a heightened risk of early delivery. You may have a due date, but you don't have any guarantee that your baby will be punctual. You should start becoming very cautious about the chance of an early delivery after week 37 of the pregnancy. If you're expecting twins or other multiples, then there's an increased likelihood of early delivery. If you're expecting twins, then you should exercise increased caution after 32 weeks. Many airlines will refuse to carry a woman who is in the later stages of pregnancy. This, of course, will differ depending on the airline, your country, and whether you're flying domestically or internationally. In some situations, airlines may require a letter from the doctor if the mother is past 28 weeks in their pregnancy. Another reason to avoid travelling during this period is that it will be uncomfortable for the mother, as you might imagine. In the third trimester, the mother will start expanding to epic proportions. Obviously, don't say that to her. Simple things like walking upstairs become feats of endurance. So the mother might not be in the right condition to appreciate travelling anywhere. So the best time for a baby moon is between these two periods of discomfort and heightened risk. The second trimester is in general the safe, easy period of pregnancy, though as a dad-to-be, be careful how you phrase it when talking to the mother. Apart from the best time for a baby moon, what other things should you consider? It's okay to not go on a baby moon. Baby moons are not essential. It's okay if you and the mother decide to not go on one. Pre-baby vacations are a very recent thing. Before a few years ago, if you told many people that you were going on a baby moon, you'd probably need to explain what the word meant. Sit down with your partner and discuss the idea in depth. Work out whether you really want to go and whether you should go. Let's look at a few more issues you should consider when deciding how to baby moon, or even if you should go on one. The cost of baby moons. Raising children is expensive. Of course, there are ways to reduce costs, but your expenses will almost certainly go up. consider carefully if you have the disposable income to spend on a baby moon. Also, remember that a great baby moon doesn't have to break the bank. For most couples, baby moons are an opportunity to spend quality time together, and you don't need an infinity pool to do that. You could even spend a baby moon staying with friends or family if finances are an issue. If you do go down this route, make sure your partner is enthusiastic about the idea and not just agreeing to be polite. Medical facilities. When it comes to deciding on a location for a baby moon, you should focus on two things: how are the medical facilities at the destination, and how far is it? The second trimester is generally safe and without complications, but things can go wrong. It's best to plan for the worst and hope for the best, so make sure that wherever you go has good medical facilities for pregnancy-related issues. If you're travelling internationally, you should be aware that medical infrastructure can differ greatly from country to country. Even if you're travelling to a country with well-equipped and staffed hospitals, is your partner covered by travel insurance? Make sure that your travel insurance will cover the cost of any pregnancy-related healthcare costs. Even if you travel domestically within a developed country, you should take medical infrastructure into account. It may be that you're travelling to a remote part of your country that has a low population density. If this is the case, it's possible that you may be far from a hospital, and even when you reach it, they might not be well equipped to help you. When it comes to distance, closer is better. This is because the act of travelling itself is stressful for a pregnant woman. If you're flying for more than 4 hours, the mother should take precautions against DVT, deep vein thrombosis. This might include moving regularly, drinking water, and wearing compression socks. You should also avoid travelling long distances by car. If you do, then you should make sure that you follow similar advice and take lots of stops to let the mother get out and stretch her legs. Cruises are also probably best avoided altogether. As the events of 2020 have shown, cruise ships are not exactly the ideal place to be if you have a medical emergency. When to make bookings. One final recommendation is to not book too far in advance. One reason is that you probably shouldn't travel if you have any complications. However, those complications may only become apparent later on in the pregnancy. In many countries, couples have their first ultrasound at the end of the first trimester. This may be the first time you become aware of an issue. Leaving bookings until the last minute means that you can make decisions with your healthcare provider's most recent advice. Another reason to leave bookings until later is that the mother's mood might change over the course of her pregnancy. There are many different ways to enjoy a baby moon. Some mothers enjoy hiking, and others like relaxing at spas with prenatal massages. However, a lot can change in a matter of a few weeks, especially when you have a little human growing inside you. Consequently, what the mother wanted to do at 6 weeks might be miles away from what she wants to do at 16 weeks. So, in conclusion, when is the best time for a baby moon? Go during the second trimester, weeks 14 through 27, and probably in the middle of that. Also, it's perfectly okay to not go on a baby moon. If you do go on a baby moon, make sure to make it both enjoyable and safe. If you're a dad or a dad-to-be, head over to dadadvicedaily.com for articles on a wide range of topics. If you have been on a baby moon, or you chose to not go on a baby moon, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.